Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ramadhan Relly Wijayanto, and my last three social number is 148. Today I will talk about CPs, review film of CPs. CPs is Netflix latest aquatic adventure, and I will giving my hand start and feeling about this film. From the very opening shot, this water VFX staring me until a human character appeared. I thought they would stuck a random live action segment in there. It's a masterful work, and the animation throughout is wonderful. I think there's a really interesting contrast between the realistic detail of the world and the cartoonish nature of the people and creature within. At first, I thought that level of contrast was a little bit off, but I came to enjoy it. The more I saw it, especially with the plethora of bits we encounter, because that's the tale of the sea and nautical adventure. CPs are tracked down and killed by the hunters, the most glorious job in the world. They work alongside the royal, and a long history of pride and honor have hunted many fearsome for the king and queen. Our feature hunter here belong to the good ship Invincible, commanded by Captain Crow's main right-hand man job Holland, voiced by not so insulting a bad Cockney Carl Urban is himself a famous hunter, because the hunters are glorified and mystified so much they take the attention of a young orphan named Maisie, whose parents were hunters that died at sea. She wants to follow under her hunter lineage, and thus, after a brief introduction and rejection from Jacob's doorway on the Invincible, and from here on out an epic adventure ensues. The sea piece essentially feels like an animated Pirates of the Caribbean spin-off, and the opening act absolutely catches you on board if you are a fan of practical action. A good chunk of the beginning is a hunt for a green sea piece with some very nicely executed action across the board, in fact, and I think that despite being fairly limited throughout, the action involved almost ingeniously. A particular favorite segment for this is when Jacob, Macy, and Ellen are tied together with ropes. The lens is stuck inside the red blaster's nostril, and thus the characters swing around, and when doing so, the psyches have a continuous action and reaction, pushing or pulling people depending on where the weight and momentum are the entanglement becomes a mechanism that is utterly fantastic to behold. Of course, I've jumped the gun a little bit there, talking about the red blasters. So the deal here is that the royal decide they want to step up the hunting level by introducing a state-of-the-art warship. And Admiral, the common it plus they want to discontinue the Invincible and the hunters themselves, but contest is a pause that Captain Crow and the Admiral can race to capture and kill the blaster, which make for tantalizing narrative thread to grab onto. If only they didn't let it go. You hardly ever see the Admiral and his warship from here on out, and a lot of the casing of blaster is hardly seen. To most of the film is focused on Jacob and Macy, who become separated from the crew. They presented this challenge as if the film was going to be like the third act of Jaws, and when really the entire case hunting just didn't properly come to fruition. It could have been you have one last chance to get the blaster or the hunt as a good narrative, and you would have got the same end result regardless. However, I must say I do love the time we spend with Jacob and Macy. Urban and Zara's Angel have a great vocal chemistry with one another, with the character being so well and both bolstering each other for a fun partnership. There's a lot of humor involved between them, particularly on Jacob's side, that provides some big love here from the dry comedic tones The entire cast does a great job, but really it's Urban and Zara's Angel who hold the food, particularly Zara's Angel. She come to film playing Matilda on the West and definitely has a bright future ahead of her in any medium of the performance art. She chose the craft in he put some effort in that Carl Urban guy might have a cool career to the sea piece. Sad sail as if it's going to be a fun adventures from which for the most part it is if perhaps a little too long, but in the back of the film we get some really important moral lesson as film of this ilk often have it makes the movie feel rather Pixar. So the CP's moral conundrum here is that Macy interest in Jacob Captain Core and the inventable comes from her love of book reading their history, how they are presented as a great fighter taking out multiple pieces in quick succession, dominating the ocean. And the general presentation for most of the film is that hunting this piece is great. However, a crossroad occurs when Macy and Jacob fact check one of the book and realize that is not quite true to real life. Yet in a brilliantly wit bit of dialogue, Macy says that the books will outlive both of them. So, in effect, history isn't strictly written by the victors; it's written by the publisher. And if you can change people's lives during lifetime, winding up with different content for this book and whatever life impact and what after you dead will stand, and so all of the book that are commissioned and distributed by the royal in this film contain falsehood which wrap up the sport of hunting in golden ribbon, but in reality befriended several sea creatures including the red blaster. Mace realized that they have kind heart and are peaceful being, and in fact it's the human that have started to war against them and created this long rivalry. The books are a lie, and you can either leave the page of the books and repeat the story or make a stand against the story and decide for yourself in the here and now. I really love that it makes me realize that often people make decisions in their life based on what people in the past did in there and thought what kind of wisdom can be at times helpful to draw upon. Ultimately, the choice comes down to you and how you want to live your life. I'm really glad they did 180 here to restore peace between the people and the creator, because if they keep on hunting at the end of the film, it wouldn't send out the best lesson of morality to the younger viewers. On top of this important symbolic discussion regarding history and publication being manipulated by the writer, there's also a simple yet effective motto uttered throughout life: a great life and you will die a great death. Simple as that, make you the most of your life and make it great, and you can be happy and fulfilled when it's all said and done. A powerful slogan that it took with me from this film. Sea Piece is a lot of fun. It's bright, colorful, vibrant, nicely animated, a solid cast of character, and a good deal of take-home topic. Come to final credit, I do think it was a little bit cumbersome in part and could have easily saved off another 15 until 20 minutes for a more compact telling, and the whole case battle with the admiral subplot served absolutely no purpose compared to how it was pitched to the audience. But overall, this was a refreshing watch. And that's all from me. Thank you so much.